Then we are living now Jerusalem, and although I hate myself for doing it, let's walk through the valley, because to reach Garden of Gethsemane, it's very easy to walk through the road. But I want to be thinner. I already lost 20 kilos. Then we will walk down, and then we will have to climb up. This is the problem. But it's a beautiful tour. Look at my face now. I'm not happy. Why? Why I'm doing it? But I'm doing it. It actually reminds me of Jesus. When he was at Garden of Gethsemane, he said, take the cup of me, but if that's your will, I will do that. If that's the mission, I'm going to do that. Then a lot of the tombstones been used by the, oh, look at the puppies. Hello, puppies. I don't know if you can see them. Used by the Jordanians for their roads and for their houses. And in 1967, when we came back, we tried to bring back the tombstones to the tombs, but we didn't find everything. If we are talking about the Messiah, Jesus, as a Messiah, entered to the city from here. This is Palm Sunday procession. And he promised us to come back from the same place, that he will come back to here and enter to the city through Mount of Olives. The Muslims believe that that God, Allah, will build a bridge between Mount of Olives to Jerusalem, and the good disciples will cross it safely. Now remember that this is only the house. The text itself is very important. For the Christians, I'm usually printed the text itself, but because it's very expensive, it can reach to more than $200, and I think it's a lot of money. The idea is very important. Then it looks like that. Remember, it's written by a scribe. And let me read it to you a little bit in English and Hebrew first, and then in English, while I'm walking down. I hope that I won't die, but on the way you can already see Garden of Gethsemane. It's not so far, just I have to climb all the way up. Then, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. Don't worry, I will translate it soon. I will read it in Hebrew. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלו אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת גם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו תטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ושעריך. All right, then I actually took the first part, and let me read it for you in Hebrew. And remember, that will be here. I will print to Paul and Rachel. I will bring the smaller part of it, and they will roll it and put it inside the house. And let me look for the English version, please. It's from the Bible, from the book of Deuteronomy 6:4-9. And the other part is the same chapter from, chapter 11 from 13 to 21, but I will read the first part. Oh, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is the Lord is one. And this is the most important sentence. At the Holocaust, when the Germans killed 6 million people, I believe that at least 4 million of them actually say that sentence before they've been killed. I know that so many people that been released from the Gazan people now, you know that there are another 101 people who've been kidnapped that are still in Gaza. And I know that a lot of them, the one that been released, actually say that sentence just before they've been taken to Gaza. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talks about them when you are sit at home and when you are walk along the road and when you lie down. I'm trying not to fall. And when you get up, tie them as symbols on your hand and bind them on your forehead. This is the tefillin. Remember that tefillin on the head of the Jews and the hand of the Jew. I just uploaded a video about it to my YouTube channel, and I'm sure that you are going to subscribe it. Please do that. You're the only tourist that I have. But this is the most important sentence connected to the mezuzah. Write them on the door frames of your houses and your gates. That's why it was important for me that you will actually visit City of David and you will see at least one of them, because we are heading to a Christian place. You won't find there a mezuzah. Then here it is in front of you, Paul and Rachel. This is especially for you. I know that Paul loves olive trees. Then you will see a lot of olive trees soon. What you see here are tombs from 2nd century. The right one is Zechariah. According to the Christian, it might be the father of John the Baptist, but we are not sure. To the left, the house of Hezekiah, which were one of the 24 priest families. And the one that we are heading, so many people believes that is the tomb of Absalom, the son of King David, that was against the king and even tried to kill him. And because he knew that he is not so popular, he decided to build his tombstone before he died. But the structure is from the Second Temple time. Then I'm not sure that it is his, but maybe later on someone built on top of it a new monument. I forgot to mention that the Zechariah tomb is a monolith one. It's one stone from down to up. It's not empty from the inside. And here, the first part is a monolith, but the other two above were built. In Hebrew, it's called Yad of Shalom. If you've been in Israel, maybe you've been at Yad Vashem, the memorial museum for the Holocaust. Yad, it's a hand, but it's memorial as well. Shem, it's a name of 6 million people who died in the Holocaust, but it's the name of God too. Shem. Remember the Shin? Shaddai, Shem. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's huge. The hole that you see there is a reminder of people who tried to rob that place, but there was nothing there. But I must tell you that there's another cave around it, because this is only the nefesh, the soul. The tomb itself is behind. Now, when we came to here, I think until 1967, there was a huge hill of small stones. Because remember, he was a bad man. then the Jews used to take, not only the Jews, even the Muslims used to do that, to take their children to here, and they said, if you will be against me, my dear child, I will stone you. And now we are climbing. We actually are leaving Jerusalem. We are already at the Kidron Valley. Paul, you can see some olive trees to your left side, belongs to the Christians. This is one of the entrances to the cemetery. The Jews are still buried themselves exactly like Jesus was buried. The same day, they will purify the body, they will put a shroud around him, and they will bury them naked, without a casket, without a coffin. All right, you will read it in English for the book of Samuel, 2nd, chapter 18, and I will read it for you in Hebrew. It's from right to left. ואבשלום, now we know who is Absalom, לקח, ויצב לו בחייו את מצבת אשר בעמק המלך. This is the valley of the king valley. ויקרא לה יד אבשלום עד היום הזה. Now you know why it's called Avshalom Monument, Yad Avshalom. It's difficult to translate it into English, but this is Yad Avshalom. And there's another story of the Kidron Valley, and I will read it in Hebrew as well. You will read it in English from the book of Joel 4:1-2. And this is very important. This is quite an important thing. ובעת ההיא אשר אשיב את שבות יהודה וירושלים וקיבצתי את כל הגויים והורדתם אל עמק יהושפט ונשפטתי שם איתם. Now, Jehoshaphat, Valley of Jehoshaphat, is the name of that Kidron Valley. Jehoshaphat, because it's in Hebrew, Jehoshaphat, it's two words. Yeho, this is one of the names of God. Some of you call it Jehovah, I don't know if it's true, if it's the real name or not. Shaphat, judge. Then this is the judgment place of God. And so many believes that this is Armageddon. And we know that, I think the book of Zechariah, if I'm not wrong, Zechariah 11 actually tells us that at Sukkot, which is tabernacles, this is the place that every man must come, and all the Gentiles, the non-Jews, must come to here, and he will judge you here. Then, if not, very bad things will happen to you. Then Sukkot, which is a Jewish holiday, became to be an international holiday. You can see the wall, the eastern wall of Jerusalem. And the most important thing is, and it's difficult for me to hold everything in two ends. You can see the gate of, in Hebrew it's the gate of mercy. In English it's the golden gate. And let me read for Samuel 2:15. I will read it in Hebrew as you can understand, but you can read it in English. והמלך, I'm talking about King David, עובר בנחל קדרון, this is Kidron Valley, וכל העם עוברים על פני דרך את המדבר. Because the other side of Mount of Olives is a desert. This side is green. But if you've been with me, if you watched my videos of Mount of Olives, you saw the other side of it. Now, Garden of Gethsemane is right there. And thank you, Paul and Rachel. I'm doing it slowly and I'm feeling good. Then, I'm feeling good. Then, Genesis 17-19. And the king, Hebrew. ויצא מלך סדום לקראתו אל עמק שווה, valley of שווה, שווה it's equal, and הוא עמק המלך, this is the valley of the king, ומלכי צדק מלך שלם הוציא לחם ויין, ויאמר ברוך אברהם לאל עליון קונה שמיים וארץ. This is the meeting between Melchizedek and Abraham. And he was here in the valley of the king. Kidron Valley. You see so many stories we have here. From the gate, Golden Gate, we believe that Jesus will enter to the city when he will come back. But the high priest at the time of the temple used to take out the scapegoats. Unbelievable, isn't it? You can see some tombstones. The one with cement without any mention, it's those being destroyed by the Jordanians. And you can see some remains that we find in that area. But this is a new one. It's about a rabbi, Rabbi Yitzchak Adez. And you can see even the story of his here. Straight ahead, it's the restrooms. And it's open every day. Then you can visit it. Now, Paul, I know that you love olive trees. It's already 29 minutes and we didn't reach the garden. I hope that it will be open because of the wartime. Nothing is for sure. It might be that the garden will be open to the public, but the church might be closed. And it might be noisy. It will be noisy. Let me stop for a minute and drink some water. Guys, I know it's going to be difficult to hear me now because it's quite a noisy road, but look how beautiful it is. The eastern wall of the temple. Where's the beautiful gate that you saw? And we actually walked through there and climbed all the way up. I must say, Paul and Rachel, it was quite easy.